Hello and welcome back to Macro Day here on Scriptcase by Jamie. And today we are focusing on a crucial tool for anyone working within financial data within their applications. And that is with the SC format _ num region macro. And yes, there are a few extra underscores there. And this macro enables you to format numerical values based on regional settings. So it's perfect for applications that require localization. So let's explore how you can use this macro to enhance your Scriptcase projects. Hello and welcome back to another macro day here at Scriptcase by Jamie. And as you see, I have left last week's macro here. Now, if you did not see that, be sure to check out last week's video where I explain what is going on here, because this macro is kind of related to the same macro we are viewing today. So I have left that there, and today's macro is in fact here. Let me change that and add here today's macro. And that is then the SC _ format _ num _ region. And just like that, we add our macro, and then we can start to add our parameters in here and configure our field. And that is quite nice because this macro allows us to format numbers according to the regional settings that you have applied within your project. Now, this does include decimal places, zero padding, as well as the inclusion of monetary symbols, which we had in the last macro, as you can see. Now, it is ideal for those financial applications, e-commerce systems that you may have, or any application where currency as well as number formatting must adapt to regional standards. Okay, so that is very important to note, adapt to regional standards. Okay, so how to use the SC format num region, and that is what we cover in today's video, and it is pretty basic and straightforward, you may think, and well, it's as straightforward as the previous macro. And that means we need to add here, first of all, our field that we want to attach this to. So I'll add in here my field, and then with that we have a comma here, and then we can start adding our basic parameters. Now we have here then, first of all, the quantity. So let's add here the quantity, QTD, and DEC. And that specifies the number of decimal places. So dec for decimal and quantity of decimal spaces. Now with that then we can add here a comma here, and then we can add another option, which is then the insert zeros. And that is then obviously allowing us to add zeros in there. Okay, and then after the instant zeros, we can go comma once again, and here we can add whether the monetary symbol is then displayed or not, and that is then very important. Now I will copy this and paste it below and remove these options here, and let's have, say for instance, a basic example, and that example say would be for a price field, and there we would then have quantity decimal 2, insert zeros, we could then say yes or no. And even up here, I believe we had C or now, and yes or no is then basically the same. If the S is not working, try the Y. I'm sure it has been then changed already. And if not, then you can add here also S instead of Y. Okay, so for the monetary symbol, we don't add the monetary symbol in here. We just say yes or no to say whether it's displayed or not. And then just like that, we have formatted a field according to a specific region. Okay, so an advanced example of this would maybe be adding this here to our user preferences. And if I add that there also, so if I say here, my other price, and I say my alt price, and I'll change those two fields here, and then that is then targeting an alt price, and then here we're targeting the price field, and then here maybe I want to adjust it and say no, and it is not, we have 0 decimal spaces, and maybe we are not inserting zeros, whatever the options are that you require for the display of your defined field here. Now, that is pretty important because it does allow you to really enhance your applications, especially if they are regionalized, let's say. Okay, so with that, we have a couple examples there, I guess, of how you would use this macro, and it is pretty essential for those applications that serve a global user base. So where you have multiple languages and you are targeting users maybe from around the globe. In those cases, these macros are super invaluable. Okay, so that is pretty much all for today's guide on the SC format region macro or num region macro. This macro is a key player in ensuring that your applications meet the diverse formatting needs of a global audience. So do be aware of that one. And if you found this tutorial helpful, you know what to do. Hit those buttons. Let me know below of any experiences you may have had or questions, doubts, whatever it may be regarding this macro. And if you have implemented the SC format num region macro in your applications, again, let me know right down below. And otherwise, until the next video, and thank you very much for watching. Right here every Friday, Macro Day. You know where to be.